we're gonna have to modify, and that's part of the see, because it's 10.5 that I'm over. But remember, I've got an 1.5 floating, so then I'm only off. Actually, I'm only off 9, right? Because 10.5 minus 1.5 is 9, right? A foot. So you set it in the corner. It's an 1.5 in because the stone is floating. So you move the lines an 1.5 that way in towards the house, and then you move it an 1.5 up because of this again, and then a foot down. So 1.5, and then a foot down. Okay. So I'm over by 9 inches. How? I don't know. I think it was something having to do with the type of wall I was using. Because when I added all my dimensions across, I should have had 63 side to side. Now this is important, guys, right? This is why we do it this way. That's why I draw this way, okay? Because I added all the dimensions on hand, on paper, and I knew that I was right at 63. There was something there, right? The thickness of the wall, I missed something, okay? So this is important. The way I'm showing you how to draw, that's the way I do it. That's the way I draw when I have a client or I draw for a client, okay? I know we're doing like a practice house, but I'm treating it like a real project. This is the way I do it, okay? So I'm gonna hit escape. So we know we're over 9 inches. We gotta compensate 9 inches. Somewhere we're gonna have to cut 9 inches. Now this part is important. If your site is a little off, you haven't lined it up, that really doesn't matter. What's gonna matter is I'm gonna show you next. I wanted to show you this process, the way I do it, because I could have very well drawn all the inside walls also earlier and showed you when I recorded the video, right? But I didn't, and I don't draw my interior walls until I make sure that I meet my setbacks, because it gets a lot harder once you have interior walls and toilets and cabinets and stuff, and you're trying to move things around. It gets harder, right? So if I catch it early, like right here, I still haven't drawn anything inside. It's gonna make it just faster. I'm gonna go back to floor, finished floor, okay? Now here, this part from here going forward is gonna be very, very important. So I'm gonna add dimensions right now. I know it's early, but I'm gonna add dimensions. That's gonna help me make sure where my house is, sizes and things like that, okay? So let's go to your finished floor plan. Couple of things. Make sure that you're at 1/4 of an inch right here, okay? Make sure you're at 1/4 of an inch here. Number 2, make sure you're at least on medium. You should be able to see all your materials on your wall. Like I said, what's important right now is that you can see all the components in your house. We're gonna work on the house. If you need to fix your site, if you need to fix your property lines, we can always do that. We can go back to that because that's not important right now. It's important, but it's not as important as this part of it, okay? So, like I said earlier, you need to be able to see all your materials because we're going to be dimensioning from here. This is the edge of the hebel of the concrete or your foundation inside the house, or of the house, the foundation of the house. The stone and the stucco from here to here are going to be floating, right? They're not on our slab. So we don't dimension from there, because if you dimension from there, guys, how are they going to be able to find those sizes if when they go and they build, you're only going to have the foundation? So you're going to be off 1.5 inches, and it's going to make it harder for the builder, right? So we want to build right from that or dimension from the foundation edge, because that's all you'll see out there when you're going to frame the house. Only the floor will be there. Okay, so all right, ready? All right, first thing we're going to do, very basic, okay? We're going to hit this dimensioning tool up here on the quick access toolbar, okay? Now, I'll go into more detail on actual dimensioning in a little bit, or when we get to that point. For now, I'm gonna just go over it really, really quickly. Right here, see this tool right here? We're gonna use that, okay? This one right here, up here, on the quick access toolbar. You can see it, it looks like a dimension line, right? Okay, press it, activate it. All right, first thing we do is I want to get that overall. Okay, so I'm going to go from one end to the other. So pay attention. I'm going to move my mouse and I'm going to hover it where I want it, right? Really close to that edge, the third line in. Okay, very close. But pay attention. Right away, it's telling me, hey, do you want a dimension from the center? You see that hidden line, blue, on my wall? Okay, it wants to do it from there, but I don't want it from there. So I hit tab on my keyboard. When you hit tab, this line, your line should turn blue. You see it blue? Click. Boom. Okay. Now drag your mouse all the way across to the all the way to the other side of the house. Zoom in. Okay. Now, very, very different. I forgot to say this. Okay. This is very, very different from AutoCAD. Do not, and I don't know if you paid attention when I did it. I went somewhere down here, right? Do not try to get the corner. It's going to make it even harder. Easiest thing, I'm dimensioning to that edge of that wall. Just move in, put yourself a little lower. It doesn't matter, okay? If we hit tab, oh, I'm on the stucco. No, I want the Hebel right there, right? Hit tab, click on it. What I was going to say is this, look, drag it up and just click, okay? Drop the dimension, okay? So click once, click twice, drag it up, click again, and drop it. Where you drop it, it doesn't matter. We're going to fix that, and we'll do that when we get to actual dimensioning, okay? Right now, zoom in here. Yep, I'm off by 9 inches. I know, well, I double checked, and I know, again, I'm over. Where do I want to fix this, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension my major breaks, and I'm going to try to find where those 9 inches are, okay? So let's go to Dimension Tool again. I'm going to press that tool, same tool, okay? I'm gonna pay attention and then do it. I'm gonna go same process, right? I'm gonna hit tab. I'm starting there, right? Oops. Okay, this is my first major break, right? The house comes down. It turns, right? I'm gonna hit tab right there, right? This is my next major break. Tab, click. That's my next major break. Oh, AutoCAD doesn't have this. Tab to there. And this is the edge of my house. Tab. Come on, tab to there. And then, yeah, take a look at that. All of them, one strip. I just went across. Pick, I'm going to dimension. I want the dimension from here to here to here to here to here to here, and then drop it. I see where, you see where my stuff is? Oh, there my 9 inches. I'm going to eat up those 9 inches, okay? Pretty much. I'm going to shrink the house to the right 9 inches, okay? First thing I'm going to do, okay, is we're going to select 2 walls, okay? We're going to select 2 walls. Hold Control on your keyboard, okay? Click on this wall, and click on this wall, okay? Click on this wall and click on that wall. Hold Control, select both of those walls. Okay. Now, in my case, and I'll make this clear, we want to get 63 feet even. Okay. If yours says 63.9 like mine, we're going to move those 2 walls to the right 9 inches. If yours says 63 6 3/4 or 63 5 3/4, whatever number extra past 63 you have, that's what you're going to enter to move it to the right. Okay. In my case, 63 with 9 inches, 9 inches, okay? So look, oops, click 1, hold Control, click 2, hit the Move tool. I just showed you earlier, right, how to use the Move tool. Click it, click out here in space, guys. Don't worry about clicking right on top of your objects. Forget about that mentality. You're gonna type 0 space 9, enter. 0 space 9. That ensures that I have 63 feet wide, okay? What's important is that you have 63 feet wide. So important. We're at 63. We fit on our lot. Our house is going to work. We can build it. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to fix is I have 9 inches here. I have a ½ inch here, and I have a fraction here. I really don't like that. I prefer whole numbers, especially on my footprint. Inside, in rooms and stuff, if I have a fraction, it's okay for me. In my boundary, in my border, what they're going to build and lay out for our foundation, I don't like fractions. So first of all, we're going to move this wall right here, okay? Make sure that this number is 14. I'm not going to tell you how much you're going to move it. Yours might be a little bit different. But if I give you the number it has to be, you should know how far to move it. So in my case, I want 14 here. So I'm going to move it to the right Okay, I'm gonna move it to the right. Half an inch is 11, so 1.5. Oops, forgot zero space, zero space. Oh, by the way, you can use the arrow key and go type the zero space if you had already typed 1.5. Okay, that's another thing I like. Just use the arrow keys and then type. So in my case,
We want that to be
14 feet even. So whatever yours says, make it 14. And number one, you're gonna make that 14. I'm gonna move this wall this way 3 inches. In other words, what you wanna look for is that it's 17 and 12 are the next two numbers. So 14, 17, 12. 3. Oh, zero space 3. Zero space 3. Okay, there you go. So what I want you to have, you have to have these numbers. They have to match. Okay, you have to have 63 on top. You have to have 14. You have to have 17. You have to have 12. And you have to have 20. They have to match. So now that I did the width, I want to do the depth. So same process. I'm going to hit the dimension. I'm going to do first the overall. Okay, from the third line, from the hebel, from the lightweight concrete. Okay, in my front of garage, I know I'm going to have the column. We're going to draw it later. It's okay. I'm just going to check what I have so far. And I'm going to go to the back of the master bedroom. That's the furthest stuff I have right now. Click on the hebel again, third line in, and drop it. Okay, so let me zoom in here so you can see. Escape. So on the top, it's the third line in. 1, 2, 3, right here at this edge, third line in. On the bottom of the garage, same thing, third line up. 1, 2, 3, right here at the edge of the lightweight concrete. So let's see. I knew it. I knew it was gonna have 9 inches also. So something happened. Okay, something happened somewhere. I don't know where, but something happened somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna click there. All right, bottom of the garage. I'm gonna click on this wall here, right here, where the garage is. Oh, that's a whole number. Oh, so it's in the back. I'm just gonna add it to the. Yeah, it's in the back. There it is. Míralo. I'm just gonna pull this back wall up 3 inches, so I have 64 feet. Okay. That's if you don't have. If you already have 64 here, you don't need to move it. I don't have 64, so I'm gonna move it up 0 space 3. All right. Now, important numbers. 64. That's important. And 24 is important. And 40 is important. We're all the same. I'm gonna do the right side just to double check my right side also. Okay. So dimension. Tab. Oh, not the stucco. The hebel. I'm gonna do overall first. Well, no, actually, I'm not gonna do overall. It should match. I'm just gonna do the major breaks. Okay. Now, I am gonna tell you to erase these because we're gonna go over setting up the proper dimensions a little bit later. These I just used to check my numbers. So on this side, ooh, 54.9, 363. Okay. So what we're gonna do. Okay. Now, this should read 55 feet. Well, I'm looking at it and I'm going up. Okay. So this should be 55 feet. So those of you that have different dimensions earlier, make sure that this is 55 feet. This has to be 3, and this will be 6. Now, in my case, this is important. Pay attention. Okay? In my case, if yours are like this, in my case, I'm going to move this wall, and this wall because those two are perpendicular. They should line up. I'm going to move them up 3 inches. Up. 0 space 3. Okay. So now, number 55, 3, and 6. Remember, whole numbers. We want to get these whole numbers.